LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
Send Help is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
We're somewhere in the Gulf of Thailand.
Getting us out of here should be your focus. I'm your boss. You work for me.
We're not in the office anymore.
It's bold, relentless, and endlessly rewatchable. Discover why critics give it 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You're so fired.
Oh, am I? No help is coming.
Send Help, rated R, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
For picture, first positions, everyone, yo, go!
And action! Hello and welcome to episode 365 of the Filmmakers podcast. This is a podcast where we talk filmmaking, from indie film to studio films and everything in between. How to get them made, how to make them, and how to try not to F it up, in our very, very humble opinion. I am Giles Alderson, and I'm recording this from my shed. Yeah, that's right, my shed. It is past midnight and my family are all asleep and in bed. It is cold, it is damp. I'm amongst the hedge cutters and the compost and the wine. There seems to be a whole host of old beer and wine and vodka from a party from a year ago. So I'm going to have a good night, if nothing else, because I wanted to record the intro for you. I've been at a screening tonight with Dom Lenoir, and then I had a producer meeting, so I couldn't do it earlier with Dom, sadly, because I know he wanted to record this intro with us, and therefore it is me, in my shed, recording this for you. This is a double header. We have the producer and director of Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose. Now, I've decided to split this into two, and this isn't just because I haven't finished editing one of them and it is late, and it's going to take me till 4 or 5 in the morning if I was to do that. But I've decided to split this into two because Claire Bateman-King, who is the producer of Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose, gave some brilliant facts on marketing and PR, because she's not only a fantastic producer, but she runs a PR company as well. And that should be a standalone episode. So it isn't because I haven't edited it, it's because I want it to be a standalone episode. So that means that this episode is with the director of Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose, Adam Sigal. Now, Adam is a great guy. Not only does he give you some incredible information about directing and screenwriting, he was also very honest and open about making films in general. Myself and Dom Lenoir sat down with him. As you'll hear, we were in a very special place. But Adam talks about his directing career and on Nandor Fodor, how he got Simon Pegg attached, how he shot in Harrogate, my hometown. Yeah, that's right, my hometown. Why he shot in Harrogate rather than where Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose was actually based. Yes, it is a real story. Ladies and gentlemen, Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose is fact. Well, that's up to you to decide, because the movie's out now and you can watch it. Adam also talks about the difference between US and UK crew and the differences in filmmaking between the two countries. He also talks about his unique way of learning to write scripts. Yeah, I think this is really interesting. I think a lot of you will learn a lot from this, and I think Johnny Grant, who co-wrote The Dare with me and has written many great films since, I think he's done this. It's a unique way of learning to write scripts. You'll find out in the episode. Adam is also an exec producer, and he helps other filmmakers, and he tells you why he does that and what the red flags are for you to spot when you're talking to investors. So, Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose is a comedy mystery about a paranormal psychologist, Dr. Nandor Fodor. This was also produced by Dominic Burns, Jack Christian, Carl Hall, Robert Paschal Jr. and Sasha Yalawan. The cinematographer was Sarah Dean. And now, Sarah Dean has been mentioned on this podcast many, many times because she's not only lensed Nandor Fodor on the Talking Mongoose, but also 2 Hours, Viking Destiny, Anna and the Apocalypse, whose director John McPhail has been on the podcast, and Soulmate, which was directed by Axel Carolyn, another guest of the podcast, and she's the cinematographer for Nandor Fodor. It was edited by David Freeman and it was cast by Rory O'Key. Production designer was Andrew Holden Stokes, and the movie stars, like we've mentioned, Simon Pegg, Minnie Driver, Christopher Lloyd, Tim Downey, Gary Beadle, Paul Kay, and Neil Gaiman himself as the voice of Jeff, the mongoose. So Adam Sigal, he is the director of Chariot, which he wrote as well. Chariot stars Thomas Mann and John Malkovich, and Stakeout, which he wrote and directed. This starred Jeremy Sumpter, Tom Berenger, and Graham McTavish. His first film as a producer and writer was Daydreamer, which starred Aaron Paul. And his first movie as a director was When the Starlight Ends, which starred Sam Heughan, Sean Patrick Flannery, and David Arquette. And as a producer or exec producer, he has produced A Voice in the Dark, Hell on the Border, Monstrous, Poker Face, You Sing Loud, I Sing Louder, and Run Away to Mars. He's recently just directed The Tower, directed and written, should I say, which is also produced by Claire Bateman-King, which stars Jack Kilmer and Bella Thorne. Adam was an absolute delight, and like I say, full of knowledge and information for you as filmmakers, and we had a right laugh as well. I just want to do a couple of indie film shout-outs. We haven't done them for a little while. So, shout-outs to Henry Rose, Charlotte Hunter, Siobhan, John Rising, Daniel J. Barnes, Terry Dwyer, Rec Deck, who we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and Cassius Rayner, who is a guest speaker at the Shorts to Features event, which is live in London this Saturday. There's going to be a whole host of guest speakers. I haven't got the location of where it is, but I will put a link in the show notes, and that link will take you to the event and you can sign up, and that will tell you where it is. It's in London. Maybe it's a secret location. But that's Shorts to Features, and that's Cassius Rayner. If you're interested in independent filmmaking and networking, and going from short to feature, get down there. If you are anywhere near London, Cassius Rayner is a brilliant guy. He's listed as number 1 of the top 10 mobile cinematographers in the world. Fact. So that's a couple of shout outs for you. Like I say, on Friday we're going to have Claire Bateman-King as a very special part 2 of Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose. But here he is. This is myself, Giles Alderson, and primo host Dom Lenoir, and our special guest today, Adam Sigal, talking all about investing in film, finding investors, what you say to them, and getting films directed, written, and made. But first of all, I'm going to play the trailer for Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose. Go watch it. It is out now. Link to all that will be in the show notes. Hopefully, it's not too late and this shed hasn't eaten me.
I am Dr. Nandor Fodor.
The world's foremost parapsychologist.
I am not a skeptic.
This is the strangest case I have ever encountered.
A family living in a farmhouse claim a talking mongoose lives in their barn. Creature's name is Jeff.
What do you think about it?
A talking mongoose.
The Irving family are peculiar.
Did you observe this creature?
No.
No.
I did hear it.
We are going to the Isle of Man.
I have almost 20 years of research in this field.
You're here to see Jeff.
Is the creature here?
Well, because we can't see him, doesn't mean he ain't here.
I see.
The daughter is a ventriloquist.
Dr. Fodor has a tremendous skepticism indeed.
This is an inexplicable farce.
I'd say the wee rascal's probably watching us right now.
Everybody on this island has their Jeff story. Tell me yours.
You and I both know there ain't no Jeff.
Can you tell him to come out so we can see him? Is that him there?
What is the Irving's motive? It strike me as con artists.
We hear with our eyes as much as we do our ears.
These people are lying.
I think he exists. I'm certain of it.
Just show yourself. I mean you no harm. Please. Jeff! Just show me that you're real.
Dr. Fodor, there's a call for you. It's from him.
Hello?
Tomorrow I shall let you see me.
We haven't got the mongoose, but we've got a dom goose today.
We've got a dom who's injured today.
Yes.
No. What happened, Dom?
Yeah. Well, so I spent the last 18 hours in accident and emergency with some kind of perforated disc on my back.
Oh,
so I'm
man.
loaded up with painkillers, but I didn't want to miss this wonderful opportunity.
How did you do that, man?
Just literally doing nothing. It's annoying.
It just
wasn't like wrestling a bear or
oh my God.
fighting off a mongoose. But
yeah, it's like the perforated part that makes me feel like, did you like?
Yeah, no, it was just
have a skydiving accident.
I mean, no, literally just doing nothing, just stretching and
not skydiving,
trying to improve
no.
my posture. No.
Woof.
Okay, yeah, I'll take skydiving. Yeah,
because it's true. You have been trying to improve your posture
I
for
have,
the last 6 months.
Yeah, it's not an easy road.
No, you perforate a disc because of it.
Yeah, well, probably for being too ambitious, but yeah. Anyway,
were you on the trampoline?
Maybe.
What were you doing? Come on, admit it.
We know it's
podcast.
true. Yeah, wow.
Trampolining.
Trampolining. We're in a courthouse, gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly.
Adjourned.
You have to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
Anecdote adjourned.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we're literally just before. What did you say? The premiere, the screening.
Yeah, screening. Yeah,
screening.
It's a screening.
It's a big screening here. Yeah. The Courtyard Hotel, and it's also a courtyard. Oh, it was not
and
a courtyard.
Courthouse.
Courthouse. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we're sat in where the judge and the jury would literally tell people
you guys
off.
are both going to jail. I should have probably told you.
Well, film jail, movie jail.
Yeah.
Been in that for a while.
For not being outside watching the film.
Yeah, exactly. But we're watching it tonight and we can't wait. Super excited. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling excited?
Yeah.
I've seen it as well.
Oh, you've seen it?
I've seen it already.
Me too.
Yeah, right. Good. You two have seen it. I haven't.
Oh, I'm excited for you.
I have not seen it.
I'm excited.
Can't wait.
We did a big premiere in LA about a month and a half ago, and I had like 500 people, and I was terrified. And then, so now I'm like less terrified now because now people have seen it and they didn't boo or hiss. So I'm like, okay, hopefully that won't happen.
Yeah, and English people are polite as well, so you'll
be
all right.
Because everybody in Hollywood's gonna tell me they like it anyway, even if they don't. Here, it's like they'll heap praise upon it, even if they don't like it. So I'm excited.
It's an amazing film. Well
Thank
done.
you. He hasn't even seen it.
Adam.
He's already doing it. I love it. I love the Brits. You guys are so nice.
Well, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I thought it was tremendous fun. And it's such a quirky, obscure, interesting film.
It is.
But what I liked about it is that you managed to get some quite depthful performances out of it. I mean, it's labelled as a comedy. I would say it's a dramedy. You could say.
I agree.
Minnie Driver brings her classic Minnie Drivering. Always brings such an interesting energy and fun. Simon Pegg proves again he's a good dramatic actor.
Simon's just
he needs more praise for that stuff. I think
he when we were casting the role, and my casting director just asks me the question I hate, which is like, who do you envision for this? Because I don't have somebody, and so I had to really think about what kind of actor I wanted, and that was really it. I just said I need somebody who can do comedy and drama and seamlessly, like within the span of one scene, can shift between them. And they, what about Simon? I was like, oh my God, because I've seen him just go from like, in Shaun of the Dead, and so like, hysterically loud, and then like he's great at it.
It's weird. Some people just don't see him as a dramatic actor. Although I can't imagine that because he's funny. But like I feel like it's so obvious. It's just incredible. It's authenticity.
He's also just a great actor. He's just great.
Yeah.
Like that guy, like I've told enough stories about him about this, but I'll tell you guys, like he's also just the penultimate professional. Like that guy just I feel like living in LA, I deal with a lot of actors all the time. And one thing that I encounter a lot is a lot of these actors who are kind of trying to make it, they get real frustrated. And like, why not me? Why not? Like, what does he have that I don't have? Let me tell you what.
He's not an asshole.
He's so professional.
Yeah.
He's so good. Like this script, when I wrote this script, was pretty tight. It was pretty tight. I probably took on 4 to 5 script notes on this, all from Simon. And they were all great because that's the thing. Like he knows what he's doing.
Can we talk about what they were?
Yeah, I mean, it was little things. Like there's like even like a couple of like shooting notes. Like there's a scene in the film, or a shot in the film, where he's reading from a journal.
Giles knows it well.
Yeah, he's leave me alone. yeah, he remembers that scene.
Yeah.
He loved it. It was his favorite scene in the movie.
Scene, yeah.
He's reading from a journal, and he reads, and then we kind of do a pan over, and Minnie is sleeping, so she's not listening. It was his shot. He was like, "Wouldn't that be funny?" And I was like, "God damn it, Simon, that would be funny." And there was a couple things where it was just like little, like, you should consider maybe we cut this line. And I was like, "Oh my God, you're right." And I get notes all the time. I got somebody who said I should make this into a Christmas movie, but like Simon made actual great notes, and he was like professional and lovely. I mean, a really good dude.
See, because he has been on the podcast.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Simon
Pegg.
Pegg.
Mission Impossible.
Yes, indeed, and he was fantastic. And even then, you could tell that he knew when he was talking with Macquarie. And Macquarie also said the same when we interviewed him about Simon as well, that Simon would be the one that was sort of questioning stuff more than anyone else. No, but why? Why is my character doing that? What is this arc?
Yeah.
And that must have been brilliant for you, like working with talented actors, because you've kind of done that from the beginning. Even your first movie, you got like great actors out the gate looking at your work. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know.
How'd you do that?
Yeah.
Just a lot of blackmail living in LA. I just have tons of but
Satanic cults.
actors like my scripts. That's the one thing, because I generally do write stuff that's very different, as you can tell. Yep. I mean, I remember when I introduced the movie in LA, I came out and said, "Oh, I know what you guys are all thinking. Another Talking Mongoose movie." You know, that's the thing. Like, and so using Simon as an example, like, I mean, he read the script. That was it. And he just loved it. And he and I got along fine. And there was no issues, schedule-wise, but he just loved it.
I mean, is there any issue actually getting them to read the script?
Oh, my God.
I mean, how do you persuade the agents to be like, because, even if they give it to the actor, like, will they champion it?
Okay, well, back up, because they usually won't give it to the actor. And I told this story about this one where attaching Simon to this film was almost supernaturally easy. Where usually you send a script to an agent with an offer and you got money and everything, and they just ignore it. And then a month later they tell you that the actor, they didn't connect with the material. And I'm like, you didn't send it to him. And then sure enough, I see the actor a year or two later and say, "Hey,
I never
that
heard
sucks."
of it.
And he's like, I've never heard of your script. So with this one, sent it to UTA. 2 weeks later, said Simon loves the script. He wants to Zoom. I said, Simon Pegg, like that, not with like 3 G's or something. They said, yeah. Got on and chatted with the guy, and he was like, he was in a funny place too, where he had been on hold essentially with Mission during COVID, and he wasn't doing any. So he was like unable to work, and he just really identified with the character, the script. He's like, "I'm in, let's do it." And I was like, "Really? Like, you're nothing else?" He's like, "No, I'm in." I was like, "Okay." So it was like, again, and then once you have him, then the rest of the cast comes together,
and then it's much easier to cast the others, because suddenly you're okay. Well, we've got a movie, we've got someone really solid in it, and then the rest follows.
Yeah.
But I mean, how did you breach the agency?
That's the thing.
Was there a letter? Like, how did you approach that first relationship?
He just you
just went in there and you deployed.
I'll also say this too, and I'm glad that I'm saying this in this interview rather than others. There's a thing about him being British. The Brits actually care. They actually read scripts. Yeah. Like when I get, like, you still get a pass, right? But like, I sent a script to Dan Radcliffe at one point, like a different, and we got like, a response that was from him. It
wasn't
was
crazy
like,
enough for him.
I thought this was whatever. Yeah, exactly. But in America, it's different. It's like, there's one of two things. It's like either, how much money is it, and can you wire it to us tomorrow, or is it, are you a big famous director with a ton of huge credits and stuff like that. So it gets easier the more that you do. Like now, having even done this film, I'm taken a little bit more seriously by some of the agents there, but some of them, I mean, I'll tell you a story if you guys don't mind. Like this is
what it's about.
This is not related to Nandor. So,
or is it?
No. So protecting the names of people for the innocent. Yeah, sure. So I had a very, very big actor in the film that I did before Nandor. Okay. Very big. Legend. Damn it. Oh God. I can't tell the story. No. Big actor. Yeah. And I got the script to him through a direct route. So it's through a friend, right? And he read it and he loved it. And we got on and he said, I want to do this. And I was blown away. He's a big, big actor. And I said, oh my God. So he's like, book my flight. He's talking to me about the character. Meanwhile, we cannot reach his agent. We've sent an offer, everything. The agent is not responding at all. And I call him we're about a month out. All his travel's booked. He's doing the movie. And I said, we can't reach your agent. And he said, I can't reach them either, which was disconcerting because this is a big Oscar-winning actor, right? And I said, okay. Wow. So I said, what do we do? And he said, talk to my lawyer. So we get his lawyer, close the deal in like a day. It's done. He comes, shoots the movie. It's beautiful. About a month after we filmed, we get a response from his agent passing on the project. And I responded to the agent and said, hey, blah, blah. Thank you for the email. Do you realize not only did we already shoot this movie with him and pay him
with your
client and pay you and CC you on every email? Are you sure you want to pass? No response. So that is the agents in America. I mean, it's
such a frustrating system, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wish they were just more. I mean, there's a lot of great agents out there. There's also a lot that just won't tell you the truth, and it's like, you know,
I agree with that.
As filmmakers, you're wasting sometimes you're wasting years of your life, like months, you know, pouring your heart out trying to get an actor, and you know, you're not told the truth.
I totally agree. It's so unfair. I think
it's upsetting.
There should be. I don't know. It's almost like when you're buying a house, and this is the case in Scotland. If you put an offer on. They have to. If you accept it,
guys.
you have to.
No. Sorry. There is a law in the U.S. that the agent actually by law has to show it to their client if there's a financial offer.
In theory, it's the same.
That law exists. They just don't do it.
Yeah, it's the same in the UK as well. You're supposed to.
How can you prove it?
Yeah, how can you prove that?
I can't go to Tom Cruise and be like, hey, did your agent actually send you that? You know, no. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Upsetting.
And you're right, there are some good ones. Yeah. And they're in the minority. But, you know, I also get it from their perspective too, that they probably get a lot of BS projects. And I think that an agent wants to be careful not to give a bunch of projects to their client that aren't going to happen. And then the client's like, what happened with that project? But with that said, they have to be able to find that line of demarcation of, okay, look, we have money. Here it is. We're ready to send it. Give the actor the script. Come on. You know. And so I started to breach that, but with Simon, it was remarkably simple.
How did the rest of the cast come along? Who was it? Was it always Minnie as the?
No. So Simon was the first piece. He was just the first one that we went, and so then we talked a lot about Anne and that character and just who are we going to cast, and had some ideas and all over the place. And then one of our producers was like, "What about Minnie Driver?" And I was like, "Oh my God, could we get her?" And he said, "Yeah." And
she's not doing that.
I think so. No, he was like, "I think so. She likes good material." And so I asked Simon, and he said, "Oh yeah, man." He's like, "Gross Point Blank." He's like,
"Yeah, Gross Point."
And that was it.
That's the movie.
And Minnie was like. Minnie was so incredible in this movie because she, like, her character is really funny in this movie. Like, she has like a lot of comedy, and it's not written that way. Like, she brought out like a really funny side of the character that I didn't write, and she, like, more so than almost anyone, you know, setting aside Simon, brought like a lot to this character that I wasn't expecting. And she was really funny.
She's just such a charming, like, clever person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And just her voice and like all of it, just her very class. She brought a lot of class to the whole thing. You know, Minnie showed up. And
I picked up her book, her autobiography, or sort of autobiography at the airport.
Driven.
On one of the, I thought it was fantastic.
The driver in your story.
Exactly.
That would have been a good one. She missed a big opportunity there.
The sequel, you can buy the trademark on me.
No, it was called Backseat Driver.
Nice. Yeah, I wish.
But even in that, she came across so well. And I think it was in Good Will Hunting, and Matt Damon was saying this, and how she brought more to that character than was there because she was bringing that fun, the improvisation, those little moments that brought it alive.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you got that too.
She's awesome.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, love her.
How come you decided to shoot this, like, in Harrogate for the first place, my hometown?
Well,
it's because of Giles, isn't it?
Is it because of me?
No. So I sadly didn't know you existed at the time.
Definitely going to use that as a soundbite.
I do apologize. I do apologize for not being aware of your existence prior to this.
Well, I'm glad.
Yeah. So, here's what happened. I wanted to shoot in the Isle of Man. because I wanted to shoot it where it took place.
Yeah.
So I was introduced to our British counterpart, a company called FAE, and he said, let's shoot in the north of England. We can fake it for the Isle of Man. And I didn't know I knew London, and that was it. And so I was like, okay. And then I came out and scouted, and we found everything, and it worked.
And it's interesting, not that many films have shot in Harrogate. Hardly anything shoots in Harrogate. Yeah, but it's beautiful.
It
the
is.
landscape around it's incredible.
We went for a lovely walk there, didn't we?
We did go for a lovely walk there when we took 3-Day Millionaire on tour around there.
And to be fair, we shot Harrogate, we shot Leeds, we shot Whitby, which was crazy.
Whitby, of course.
Whitby was amazing.
Dracula's hometown.
We shot in a little town called Pickering. Because we had some train, because we shot on a train, which was
those old gorgeous old trains, of course.
And we shot out in the moors in Yorkshire,
more or less.
That was the
dead bodies up there still.
Yep. Another soundbite. That was the coldest day. That was the most uncomfortable day of
on
filming.
those moors, with all that heather.
All I remember, my most vivid memory of that day was being up at this cave. And it was a cave. It was like dripping. It is a full on actual cave. And it was so windy and cold. And I'd been up there for like 2 hours, and I couldn't feel my toes. I couldn't feel my other extremities. And I was
ready to cave in,
just dying. And so then the Range Rover comes up the hill that has Simon and Minnie in it. And they roll up, and the window rolls down, and they're both chipper. And I said, guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat this today. It's going to suck. And they both kind of like, okay, cool. But then they were so cool about it. And Minnie in particular was like, I kept apologizing because I was like, we're in a cave in the middle of the moors, and it's windy and freezing. I don't know if I can curse on this podcast, but I said,
too late.
Huh?
Too late.
No, I didn't. I blanked it.
You blanked it?
I blanked it.
Okay, I'm going to add a fuck in there.
Okay, good. That answers my question.
Objection.
Objection. No, I kept apologizing. I'm like, sorry guys, we're in a cave and it's fucking freezing and blah blah. And Minnie said, Adam, this is what I was expecting. This is north of England, man. Like this is what I was, and I was like, okay, thank God. Like they were so
humbleness,
cool
like the most like brilliant quality.
Yeah, because I've had the opposite from some actors, and it's like, dude, I can't control the fact that this water is falling from the sky. You realize that?
But in the past, I imagine people would have blamed you, and said, well, it's your choice of location. You chose to be here. But anyone in the UK filming in the UK, and especially up north,
it's gonna be horrendous.
And Wales, it's going to rain. Yeah. You know it's going to be crap.
I love it. I love all the areas we were. I got better at telling the difference between the different accents. I still can't tell like which is which or anything, but it was lovely to hear like all the different accents and stuff.
So talking about challenges on the shoot.
Oh yeah, sorry. I got sidetracked. It's a nice segue.
So, I was going to say, what was the hardest moment? What were some of the hardest scenes in the film? My mind's immediately drawn to the mongoose, and like some of the moments with like the mongoose flying around in the box.
There was some fun. Was
that difficult? Or were you just like, okay, let's just make it fun. Let's
that
just roll
was
with
easy.
It.
That was fun. There were challenging days. The day at the cave was challenging. There wasn't a lot of challenges. There were a lot of very memorable days of filming where things were just, unexpected. Like working with this actor Paul Kaye.
Yeah, Paul Kaye's amazing. We love Paul. You're going to say start throwing down.
Paul's incredible. He's one of my favorite humans on earth after doing this movie. And when he showed up, it was funny because all the crew were like, "Oh, it's Dennis Pennis." And I don't know who the hell Dennis Pennis is, but I loved this. And Paul, like, so in the scene that he's in, one of his big scenes in the movie is he's pissing, he's peeing, and he during rehearsal, he fully dropped his pants and his underwear, and I said, "You don't need to do that." But he didn't care in the rehearsal, and I was like, I respect it. This is a guy who he goes all in for it. It was beautiful. I thought it was absolutely hilarious, and it was great. And he was like, his performance in this movie is so good. He's so committed, and he was such a lovely like spiritual guy. Like I love that guy. He's great. All the actors, all the supporting actors that we had in this movie. I wanted to just put like a cast of really great British character actors around Simon, which we did.
What was the difference between shooting in the UK and when you've shot in the US before in terms of crews? I've
talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
So I love the crew here. And here's the difference is the UK crews are aware. They're more aware that they're doing something cool. And for instance, like in the US, a lot of the crews you work with they're just fucking jaded. And they're just like, it's a work job. I'm here. I'm going 2 minutes overtime. Fuck you. I'm leaving. Yeah. Here, it was different. They were so
finally employed.
Finally got a job. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Here's a good example. So day one, this is something that just would never happen on a US movie, ever. Day one, a driver picks me up, and he's this big, lovely, jolly, heavy-set British man, and he picks me up, and
physically, or
he's a big man.
No, he picked you up physically.
He could have, but no, he didn't.
Was it my dad?
He picks me up. He could have been.
Right, okay.
Yeah. He picks me up in his car. He's got like 7 teeth. He's lovely.
7 teeth.
He's got like 7 teeth.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and he looks at me in the mirror, and I'm like, oh, what did I do? And he says, mate, I watched a bunch of your interviews about your last movie online. And this is my fucking driver. And I was like, what? And he said, and I read the script, Nandor. And he said, in this one scene, you say this line, and it's and I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is my driver. Mm-hmm. But that was the vibe throughout the whole crew. Like, they were so in it for the art, and it just felt a little bit more like a bunch of artists doing stuff that they love. And that's not to say American crews are bad. They're not. But there is a bit more of like an us versus them mentality with the crew that did not exist here.
There's a stronger union, like it's more in the forefront in America as well.
That's the thing. And listen, there's nothing against unions.
No, not at all. No.
But here, and Carl kept saying, he's like, well, yeah, but if they get on your bad side, well, they just didn't get on my bad side. And I had my gaffer, who I think is going to be here tonight. It was one of my favorite people. He was Scottish. I didn't understand a fucking word he said the whole show. He would talk to me, and I couldn't understand him, but I loved him. Yeah. But he did come up to me at the very end of the shoot, and he said, Adam, you should give a seminar to other directors on how to not be and I said, oh man, that's high praise. I love that.
There are so many directors that think they have to be a dickhead.
I can't. And my manager has actually come on set and been like, you got to be a bit more of a dick. And I said, dude, I can't do it with fear, man. It's just not.
It doesn't actually motivate people. I mean, it does sometimes for some people. And you get
Stanley
something.
Kubrick,
they just dislike you after you've got that one thing out of them. They're not going to open up. They're not going to be vulnerable. They're not going to do the brave, amazing collaborative stuff afterwards.
And look, like here's, if any other aspiring filmmakers listen to this podcast, which I'm sure they do.
They do.
Let me give you an example. So when you go overtime in America with the U.S. crew, it's a thing. I mean, they are like it's like you're like on fucking trial, and if they don't like you and you're an asshole and you go overtime, you're getting flipped. So here. I had one day on this whole shoot that I went overtime, and I knew I was going to have to go overtime, and I was like dreading it. And I went and we were at this little village in the middle of nowhere, and I went to the crew and I said, hey, can everybody come out here into the little village common? And I said, hey, everybody, listen, like, I'm really sorry. We are going to go over. It might be an hour or two. And, I really apologize. I know you guys all have families. You're here for a child. Like, I do apologize. I never do this, and my key grip said, we fucking love you, man. We go over as long as you want, dude. Don't worry. And then another guy was like, that's the nicest we've ever been asked to go overtime. But that's the point, though. If you're nice to your crew and you have to go overtime, like, you can actually get the shots you need.
And I think there's also this, like, there's often this, like, assumption that it has to be the producer or the line producer. And it's like, well, they'll be the bad guy. They'll ask for overtime. And it's like, we don't need to necessarily, A, create a villain on set anyway. No. And B, if you are the director, like, I don't see the point in being a bit humble and asking if they say no, then, they say no.
It's just being respectful.
It's being respectful
to people. And like, and I said,
because it's your dream.
That's the thing. And I said
so
that
you're the one who has to ask.
And I said that to them. I said, the success of this film, if this film's very successful, will be the most beneficial for me than anyone else. Like Simon, Minnie's, like, but I'm the one who benefits the most from this film. And I'm aware of that. And I know that you guys are here and you're working and you're helping me achieve my vision. I respect that every day. Like, I've never taken it for granted that these people are showing up to fucking do this crazy Mongoose movie that I wrote. Like, I never forget that and the crew here. Like, I love these guys. I still get emails from them. Like, this was my favorite show. And so I want to do another movie in the UK. I never write something to be like, I want to shoot it in a certain place, but I do want to write something that works here.
This spring, Uber Eats has you covered. Whether you're celebrating mom, dad, or your favorite grad, not all of us are great planners, and with the Uber Eats gift hub, you don't have to be. Send flowers, perfume, champagne, or just their favorite meal straight to their door. Gifts arrive in as little as 25 minutes, and you can add a personalized video message for that additional so not last minute touch. So this spring, get a leg up on gift giving with Uber Eats. Last minute gifts that land every time. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Product availability varies per region. See app for details.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Selling your car should feel like one less thing on your list, not one more. With Carvana, it is. Just go to Carvana.com, enter your license plate or VIN, and get a real offer down to the penny. No back and forth, no surprises, just an experience you can trust. Like your offer? Accept it. Schedule pickup, and we'll come to you with a check in hand. Your car, your timeline, your terms. Visit Carvana.com to sell your car today.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
But in terms of then your writing process, what do you just find ideas? Where does it come from for you?
Yeah, it comes from a lot of different places. This one was, I heard this story about 10 years ago on a radio show. It was so random, and they said they had this segment about like dead guy birthday, where they would celebrate the birthday of somebody who wasn't around. And
well, you'd hope.
Yeah. And they said, today was the birthday of Dr. Nandor Fodor. He was the father of modern parapsychology. And I was already like, what? And they said his most famous case involved the legendary Talking Mongoose of the Isle of Man. And I was just like, what the fuck did I just hear? And I went home and I Googled it, and I was like, this is crazy. And so I would always, as I was making other movies and doing whatever, I would tell people, like, I'm going to write this Talking Mongoose script one day. And they looked at me like I was insane, which I am. And then, like, but I wasn't ready to do it as just like a straight biopic. Like, I wasn't like, and then I had this really odd, like, sort of religious thing that I observed, where somebody in my life made a crazy decision based on religion that hurt a lot of people. And I went into this odd sort of like thought about just like religion and faith and cynicism and how these things kind of relate to happiness and what the lies that we tell ourselves to make it through the day. And for some reason, it reminded me of this Talking Mongoose story. And once I had that subtext and that what the story was really about, I was able to go, okay, I'm ready now. And that's what it is. That's usually my process, is like I have a story that I want to write, but it doesn't, I think about it for years until it's ready to really truly be told.
And is the sort of the structuring side and the character development, is that just through understanding that stuff, or have you like got into
I never studied,
you just
or any of that
intuitively know
it happens.
What pieces need to go together to make it work?
Yeah, I don't look at things that way, honestly, and it might not even be a good thing. It's like I kind of just look at the story I want to tell and what the best way that I feel is to tell it, and try to make sure that it fits within 90 to 200 pages or so, and that's it. I mean, like, I don't get into like, this needs to happen here, but I have found that it does naturally happen a lot of the time.
Yeah. I mean, if I feel like if you understand enough good films and you watch enough good films, you will just know what should happen roughly.
Yeah.
And definitely never to go for that. Like, it should happen on page 17. The character has to say, become this.
Well, that's actually, what's funny is that when I was learning to write scripts, what I did, I didn't do any kind of college or anything like that. What I did was I just literally rewrote word for word the great scripts like Casablanca and Citizen Kane and Gone with the Wind. And I just literally sat there with it on an iPad, just typing it. And the reason was just like, I just wanted to feel what it felt like to write a masterpiece, and feel like literally what the motions of my fingers, to fucking feel like the cadence and everything. And I did that for a while until I was ready to start writing my own stuff. And I feel like any aspiring screenwriter should do it, just to like, you get a sense of like where things should happen and what they should be, and like, but actually writing it and putting it down, and it almost becomes like muscle memory.
Yeah, and it becomes something that's not even specific. It just you absorb it in a general way. Like, and you know, as you absorb more of those, you're learning what does make a great film.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's so important.
Do you know what? That's really cool. I really like that. I could visualize you doing that as well.
Yeah,
and I could, just did. And I could see how it would make you a better writer or learn how to write because you're copying the best.
You're learning from the real greats. Like, because that was my problem with like, I didn't go to college or anything to do it. It's just like, I always felt like I'm getting taught by somebody that didn't make it. I mean, let's be real. And I'm getting taught by somebody who, if they were really that good, would be doing it. And so I was like, no, I'd rather learn from Tarantino and Scorsese and the masters who have done it, and like, but actually seeing what they did and like really, really learning how to emulate not what they're doing, because I don't want to copy anyone, but just like what it means to write.
Right, high levels as well.
Yeah. The highest, yeah.
Because you produced lots of other movies as well.
Yeah.
Right, over your time. Because it's sometimes difficult doing the two. It isn't. It's kind of one of those things where people see you as a certain thing, and then it's like, how do you then direct?
That's a pretty unglamorous thing. I mean, I'm a writer and director. My credits on IMDb that are executive producers are mostly projects that I helped with the financing. And really, it's like that is, you know, as a person coming up as a writer and director, like, you have to find ways to sustain yourself financially. And I'm not, you know, initially at least don't get paid quite enough to support myself. So I have dealt a lot with investing and that type of thing. And I have a lot of friends who make some money and then they invest in other things. And I never wanted to do that because the only thing I really know is movies. Like, really, I know a good script, I know a good director, and I can and I can spot that. And so anything else I invest in, I would be taking advice from other people, which is fine, but it's just like, okay, like, is it good or bad? But this I know. I'm like, okay, cool. And so that's just been like a way to sort of help other projects get made and help other filmmakers. And I never got like a lot of help. Like, when I was starting out, like, I really had to do everything myself. And so I try to make it a point to actually help other people as much as I possibly can, give them advice, you know, give them like practical advice on how to get their films made. If the project is good and I think that the person has talent and potential, I'll always try to help. And even if they're not, I'll at least give them advice and try to like guide them in the direction of, you know, actions that I've taken that were practical and successful, you know?
So what was your route to, I mean, this one, I'm guessing it was cast and then finance. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. That's always how it is.
And what about going back to your earlier films, like getting those made? How did you get past the struggle of getting those?
You know, I've always been able to get people interested in believing in my work. And I think it's just, I'm so passionate about it and delusionally confident about it that it has helped to get them interested in it. And having the talent helps, and that's like the actors helps, like that's a big thing. But you know, it's funny too, like there's a large sort of subsection of just bullshit in the industry about like, I get all the time people who are like, hey, send me a pitch deck and send me like all this shit. I don't do fucking pitch decks. I've never done a pitch deck in my life, and I never will. The reason being for me, because every film that I've ever done that got made came from the investors reading the script. Even after Simon came on and everything, they read the script and they liked it. And a lot of the time, there's a lot of red flags. Anytime somebody says they have a film fund, they don't have a film fund. Yeah. But there's other ones. There's other ones. One of which is when I get a broker or somebody who's like, hey, I got this investor and he wants to look at your stuff. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, well, here's the script. And they're like, oh, they don't read scripts. I'm like, oh, okay, well, thank you for your time. I've never had those work ever. And you hear it all the time. They're like, yeah, my investor's got 10 different projects, so they may not be able to read, but send me a pitch deck. It doesn't happen. Like, it is there again, there's a lot of bullshit that surrounds a lot of this stuff. And that does happen when you have a big piece of talent on board. But guess what? That actor read the script. So it all still comes back to the script in the end.
It's a commercial product as well. I mean,
Yes.
whether it's, I mean, even if you're the least creative person in the world, you've got to be aware of like at least market conditions, what kind of genre it is. You've got to have a vague idea of whether it's a piece of crap or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how you got Nandor funded then? Was that because of your contacts? Was that partly to do with it?
It was my lead producer on this one, Sasha Yalan, who's just kind of the wizard at getting films financed and structured financing and all the stuff, which I understand very well. And I've dealt with a lot on other projects and stuff. But, it was kind of okay, Simon wants to do it. Cool. Send it to a couple of investors who read it, loved it. Actually, some of whom were familiar with the Jeff story, and then they put in financing. And then there were a couple companies on board pre-selling, doing that whole thing. So it was a combination of like the pre-sale model with equity.
Right. Okay.
And that's how all my films generally get made.
Yeah, it is. It's true. There's so many people talk of funds and, we just need 3 more projects to go into this thing.
Oh, my favorite one. My favorite line. This is like, and I hear it still all the time is, they don't look at anything under 10 million.
Yes.
Yeah. So here's the hilarious.
track record?
So what I always say, here's what I always say. Oh, well, I'll just raise the budget. I'll just pay myself $8 million and make the movie for 2.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Totally.
What the ever loving fuck are you talking about? Like every time I hear that, I just want to fucking die.
Especially when it's someone that hasn't made anything before. And they're like, we make £5 to £10 million films. Like, have you made a 500k film? Have you made
what investor in any line of investing ever wants to pay more for something? Like what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, so you're saying I brought you a film with a budget of 3.8 million, but you won't do it because it's under 5? What?
Yeah,
what sense does that make in any and literally I just say, okay, cool, I'll just add 1.2 million to my salary.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Then let's make the movie, right?
It's just like there's so much of that out there too.
Yes, there is. And what other red flags do you see in investor stuff? Because this is what please go do the list. But I have so many filmmakers listen to this who have amazing projects. They just can't get it made. They just can't get the investors. They can't.
Those are honestly some of the main ones. The film fund, we don't touch things under a certain budget level. The investor is busy and doesn't really read scripts, so give me a pitch deck. Those are kind of the main ones that I look at.
No track record.
Oh, that's another good one actually is, my investor or my producer, they prefer to be anonymous. They're not on IMDb.
Yeah. They've done loads of films, but they're not on IMDb. Yeah, that one.
Come on.
Well,
everybody's on fucking IMDb. Yeah. So that's another one. Like that. And also, honestly, this will sound really basic, but it's true. These things get so convoluted and so strange. If it doesn't make sense, it's not going to happen. And if there's some aspect of it that just doesn't feel right or doesn't add up, like it's not going to happen. Like it's just like, you have to
you have to have the sixth sense, don't you?
It's common sense. It's not this. It's literally like you'll get these things where it's like, look, this investor will do it, but you need to fly to fucking Madagascar and tame a lemur and you're like, but they are real and here's their money and I'm telling you, man, like they've invested in 10 films and I'm like, but wait a minute, but why do I have to go tame the lemur? That's the one thing I don't.
You tame the lemur.
That doesn't quite make sense to me, and it's because it's bullshit. So that's the reality. Like if it feels like it's bullshit, and it's so sad for filmmakers because we all want to get our films made and we want to believe so much that it's real, but it's not.
So painful.
So talking about your very early film, before you had a script going to Simon on this project, for instance, like what were the struggles of actually getting your films made? Was that why you learnt finance? Is that why you?
The biggest struggle for me, honestly, is just that my stuff generally doesn't sit in a particular genre. I mean, I'm not like it's kind of my mission statement to do what the industry is not doing. And I really can't stand like unoriginal, derivative, copycat shit. Yeah. And so it's been much harder going that route to explain to investors why, because I always known I have the ability to write a great script. I've never had any like a problem with that, but getting them to understand why I want to make this rather than what's hot and popular right now has been the biggest challenge for me for sure, and continues to be, and will always be.
And that making something that's hot, it's like, well, okay, it might be hot right this second, but the time the movie's actually made, you've done post, is it hot anymore, or is it stone cold?
It's more trying to explain, because like one problem that a lot of investors, because I've now seen the red flags for filmmakers trying to get their films, but I also know the red flags investors should look for projects. And like investors, a lot of them who come into the industry who are somewhat green approach it like another industry, but it's very different. It's not real estate and it's not oil. And the reason is that
you don't make money in this one.
No, it's because it's art.
Yeah.
And so there is a quality that you can't quantify in normal, like numbers. Like something being dope and a great script or a great director is hard to identify. And you can be like, but wait a minute, this is a similar genre to this movie that this guy did that was very successful, so this one's going to be successful. No, it's not. You can't. Is it good? Well, no, but it's the same genre. Then it's going to suck.
Yeah.
And the reality is like, and there gets to be a lot of bullshit around that too, of like, oh, this movie, it's got this guy and like, okay, is it good? Would you want to go to the theater and see it? No? Then don't fucking invest in it, because it's going to suck.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And just quickly on your directing style and how you like to do that and how you like to plan and prep. Is it different every movie? Have you learned from movie to movie?
I am a big prep guy. Because I came into directing via writing. So I was a writer who became a director. So I feel a lot more confident with the writing and with the characters and with the understanding the subtext and stuff, much less confident with the blocking and how to light a scene. And so I didn't come from that world. So I like to be able to have a lot more prep time to walk the locations and like really understand how I'm going to achieve my vision. Because I can know a story and be like, this is how I'm going to tell it. Boom, sit down, done, easy. But how am I going to get that on screen? I just have no idea. And so I do need more prep time for that. And I'm learning, I'm getting better at that. But it's if I'd come via the more film school route or was a DP or something who became a director, I'd probably be a lot more scared of writing, but it's the other way around.
I think it's so important to whichever route you come from to fully explore and dive into what you don't know. Like a lot of directors will just rest on their haunches. Okay, well, I understand writing or I understand actors, therefore I'll just let the other HODs do the other stuff. And I think it's great that you've at least dived into all of it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I am getting the angry, not the angry, but the like, hey, we're right.
Yeah,
okay,
it's done. Listen, Adam. Listen, Adam, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. This was awesome.
Really cool. I can't wait to see the movie.
Fuck yeah, I'm excited for you too, man.
Really fucking excited.
I know you're going to tell me you like it, even if you didn't.
Even if I didn't, because I'm British, so there is that.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm going to bang the gavel now. Court adjourned. Yeah. There it is.
Podcast adjourned.
Podcast adjourned.
There we go. Thank you.
That was Adam Sigal on this week's episode, talking all about Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose. It is out now. I did love the film, and I did go up to Adam afterwards and say, in my very British way, well done, I really enjoyed that. And then we giggled about it, and then we talked about how great it was. It's a really good, Adam's done so well. This is great. So is Claire. Speaking of Claire, she will be joining you on Friday for the very special part 2, and it's a nice short one as well, all about marketing, PR and producing movies. You don't want to miss it. So the SAG strike might be coming to an end. We might hear news very soon. If it does, there's going to be an influx of projects happening. There's going to be a clamour for crew. So get ready, get yourselves ready. Hopefully things will move quickly and things will change. For you trying to get your projects out there and trying to get those actors attached, yeah, it's going to be tough. All the agents are going to be like, yeah, they need to do all these and there's a backlog. We're aware, okay? But that doesn't mean you can't do it. That doesn't mean you can't do what Adam has done and fight through it all. And go out there and make your films and TV. And if you are lucky enough to rise up and do well, it is your duty to send that Talking Mongoose back down and the elevator. But we will see if you can find it. But we will see you on Friday for Claire Bateman King for more Talking Mongoose Part 2. Until then, take care everyone. Have a great week. Bye for now.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.